Tom Eimschweiler of Harrisburg is an inmate at the minimum security Sanford Correctional Center in Sanford, North Carolina. He's now entering the third year of a 5 to 7 year sentence after accepting an unusual form of a guilty plea to a charge of voluntary manslaughter. It's called an Alford plea, and it allows the defendant to claim innocence without having to go to trial.
Yes, I still maintain my innocence, and I will always maintain my innocence no matter what.
An Alford plea is when the accused accepts a plea deal but maintains their innocence. So Tom, in this rare situation, was able to say, no, I am innocent of these charges, but I will accept this plea because it's in my best interest after reviewing the state's evidence.
That evidence centered around the findings of a medical examiner in Virginia who ruled the cause of his 5-month-old son's death was abusive head trauma, also known as shaken baby syndrome, and the manner of death, homicide. The doctors at the Virginia hospital where baby Franklin died told law enforcement that Franklin had brain swelling and retinal and subdural hemorrhaging, the triad associated with shaken baby syndrome. Tom Eimschweiler's defense team sought the opinion of the former medical examiner in the North Carolina county where Franklin was staying with his family at a beach house.
I concluded that Franklin passed away as the result of suffocation. That is a accidental death.
In her report, Dr. Mary Gilliland noted that accidental suffocation can lead to the same 3 symptoms of brain swelling and hemorrhaging that exist in shaken baby syndrome. Tom's defense attorney says the science of shaken baby syndrome has become flawed.
And over the years, it's become much more that there's alternative explanations. In fact, they changed the name of shaken baby syndrome to abusive head trauma because it wasn't consistent with what they were saying. The medicine has proven that there's other ways that this can happen.
Tom Eimschweiler's defense team maintains that Franklin suffocated as he made his son a bottle.
And while he did that, Franklin turned his face into this pillow and was face into this pillow and suffered an accidental suffocation in that pillow.
By the time the case was set to go to trial, 3 years after Franklin's death in July of 2018, Tom and his wife were expecting a second child, a daughter. A difficult choice had to be made.
I couldn't put my life in the hands of 10 to 12 jurors, you know, even if I had a 90% chance of winning. What about that 10%? That 10% I can't risk. I can't risk that.
So Tom accepted the Alford plea, maintaining his innocence, and began serving his 5 to 7 year sentence.
So I'm going to ask you point blank, did you have anything to do with Franklin's death?
Absolutely not. I had nothing to do with Franklin's death.
The Alford plea allowed Tom to avoid a jury trial and, if convicted, the potential of a life sentence in prison. But at the same time, that plea also took away any right he had to file an appeal. The only way Tom can get out of prison now is either through a pardon or a commutation of his sentence. Close to 36,000 people have now signed a petition on the website change.org asking the governor of North Carolina to commute Tom's sentence. On February 12, 2024, Tom's wife Laura sent this letter to North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper along with a signed petition.
My greatest hope is for Tom to come home sooner than his expected date and to get this wrong corrected.
Do you think that you will have to fulfill the entire sentence?
I don't think so, no. And I truly feel that way.
Nearly 36,000 people have now signed the petition on change.org seeking Tom Eimschweiler's release. And if you'd like to see that petition, I have a link on my Facebook page and on WGAL.com. You can watch extended interviews with Tom, his wife Laura, and Tom's attorney. I'm Brian Roach on your side, WGAL News 8.